I am very concerned that if you watched last night and your friends just watch mainstream media or just watch what's on Twitter, et cetera, that they're not going to get the truth because the lies are so blatant now. And we've been going over some of those today. But I want you to expose things to your friend. I want you to pick, in the next month, I want you to pick one person that you think is on the fence and has an open mind and will listen to reason. And I want you to spend your month educating them, trying to get them to vote. One person, only one. Here's what you need to do. You need to start arming yourself with the truth in their own words. And the best place to do that are websites run by them. Jason is with us. He's our head researcher and national security advisor for my staff. And he and I have been going over this web of people that are all well respected who are now part of this election transition integrity project. And it has nothing to do with transition. It has nothing to do with integrity. It has everything to do with getting the left to win even if they lose. And he'll explain that. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. So let's start there because then I want to go to their first 100 days. But start with who's on the Transition Integrity Project. Who is that?
So pretty much all of the higher-ups within the Democrat Party. Even if they're not elected right now, they're all still incredibly connected. People like Donna Brazile participated. People like John Podesta participated. When this first started, I guess, coalescing was actually several years ago. Actually, it was I think, 2016, right after Trump won.
Right.
And there were meetings that are on the record that they were getting together. They were hobnobbing together, trying to come up with a strategy of what to do, what comes next in the next election. They needed an insurance policy.
Okay.
So what do we do?
So now we get all of this information from the source. So it's not a whistleblower. It's not a conspiracy. It is from their website. They are not ashamed of what they're doing. What will you find on their website?
So you will find, and I think we've already made this available, but if not, then we will put it up there so that you can read it. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about here, Glenn, is that it's not being taken seriously.
Oh, okay.
That it's not being taken seriously.
I know that firsthand.
The White House, I sincerely hope that someone from the White House is listening right now, and also the GOP, because when we get to the first 100 days, they especially need to be conscious of what's about to happen. But they're pulling out all the stops. What you'll find here is that they've got a step-by-step, play-by-play, game plan for election night. So if you're in the Trump administration, this is why you need to listen to this or read this, is because if you react to certain things a certain way, they've got a response for that. So let's say riots break out in the streets, vandalism, everything crazy starts happening. That's planned. In fact, you'll read it there that the Biden campaign will call for people to get out into the streets. There's 4 different scenarios. People in the streets is in every single one of them.
Right. And the worst for America, I think the worst scenario is a Trump landslide. If you are really, truly wanting a transition to be peaceful and have integrity, a Trump landslide, you would say we concede. They don't. The worst one is a Trump landslide. They go through their wargaming and what was final recommendation, call for secession of the West Coast, hold the nation hostage with protests on the streets, add 2 new states, and what was the other one?
There was a couple more. One was putting term limits on Supreme Court justices.
That's right. Yeah. So all the things.
Not hyperbole.
Yeah. This is, and it's from them. So I want you to go. What is the exact web address? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't, but we'll put it out.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tweet it out in a minute. It is the Transition Integrity Project, and I want you to look at that website, and I want you to share that with a friend. Okay. Look for their executive summary, and if it's gone, we will repost it.
Can I put one more thing again? If you're in the Trump administration, let's say it's going just how we want it to. It's a Trump landslide, just like you said. And that by far is the most dangerous scenario because they're not looking at anything but what can they gain from this. So, for instance, one of the steps is Biden will actually concede. He'll concede. He'll make a public concession. But right after that, and so then I guess that's for the rest of the administration and for the GOP to let their guard down. He will then renege on that concession. He'll then do that, and that's because they're going to put their little army of supporters and protesters out on the streets. They're going to say that changed his mind. That changed his mind, so now he's reneging on that concession, and he's now pushing for several weeks after the election to begin counting all these votes.
Is the assumption then that Biden is in on this project with
absolutely.
transition integrity
Biden's people were there. His people were there. I mean, this was done to advise him and the left on what to do. It's phenomenal.
One of his advisors, I think his name is Jake Sullivan, was also part of these initial meetings when they were hobnobbing with these transition integrity projects.
This is all when they say there are former, NSA officials, former Pentagon officials, et cetera, it's all Obama people. It's all the old Obama and Clinton people. That's who makes this up, along with Bill Kristol. So they can say Bill Kristol is involved in this. There's another one. There's one other one, isn't there?
The Lincoln Project people played Team Trump in this in the game.
Yeah. So it's
so Kristol has gone so hateful of Trump that he's gone to the other side completely now.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing.
Oh yeah. Okay,
it's amazing.
So there's the first thing you start with, but I want you to also know that their plans that they're talking about in the Integrity Project they're no different than the plans that they have for the first 100 days of a Biden administration. The plans that they have for the first 100 days, they plan on being, as Bernie Sanders said, the most progressive since FDR. Well, the first 100 days in FDR, he changed America forever.
Yeah.
And these are just some of the things that they have planned.
So this is absolutely, we're going to show you in, I think, 2 weeks, the actual, in their own words, what they plan. But they're saying that, so it's basically, what brought us Trump was basically the electorate was pissed off that things weren't getting done. They wanted someone different in there. That's why Brexit happened. That's why that's kind of breaking out all over the world, really. But the left also sees things the same way. They were pissed off. And again, they say this, that nothing happened during the Obama administration when they held Congress, when they had everything.
Yep.
They're pissed off. They didn't get what they wanted. They're like, no more. So there's roadblocks. There's things that they have to do away with. The filibuster, that's gone. That is gone.
In the first 100 days, in their own words, filibuster gone in the first 100 days.
Now, they're expecting a clean sweep. So obviously they can't do this unless they get 51 votes in the Senate, but they're expecting that. So if on election day, if we see they picked up those seats, the filibuster is going to be gone. The 60-vote majority rule, that's going to be gone. They're doing this because they need to push through all their radical agenda. They think now is the time. So
it is.
That's why
it is. It's either now or never. It really is.
Right.
Now or never. And it's the same with us. If you don't believe in Marxism, if you believe in the free market, if you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in fair play, honesty, transparency, this is your last chance to step up. Now, this doesn't mean the battle's going to be over, but this is it. Because if they get these things, there's no road bump. There's no road bumps at all. No speed bumps. It's a straight shot to hell.
And they're taking steps. It's hyperbolic usually to say this is the most important election ever, but this one literally is. It literally is. No hyperbole involved. The things that you mentioned before that was mentioned in the Transition Integrity Project, they were going to use leverage if Trump won to give him the election, basically. Say, okay, fine, you can have it.
We'll call off the riots.
But yeah, everything, yeah, all that stuff. Basically, it's the election of 1876.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
That's their model.
Hayes won only after the Democrats allowed to give it to him. But basically, what followed was Jim Crow in the South.
The Democrats said, "Okay, fine, we'll compromise, but an end to Reconstruction. You get your people out of the South. The Jim Crow laws, all of that stuff came from exactly the thing that the Democrats are saying themselves on their website on the Transition Project. It's one of the first things in the summary. We are modeling this after the 1876 election.
They say it.
They say it. They say it.
And and again, not to backtrack into that what we just covered, but they talk about the things that they're going to get out of this compromise and what they're going to do involving, even though a state goes for Trump, they're going to convince Democrat governors to send their own electors over and not give it to Trump. These are the things that they're going to pull.
Wow.
That's why the Trump administration needs to listen to this, and the entire GOP. But
they're not.
But they're not.
They're not aware of it. I hope I hope they will wake up in the next day or so, because I made a impassioned case for this, and they were not up to speed, the GOP, and they need to be, because we have 4 weeks. They've prepared for 4 years. We have 4 weeks. We're fighting the fire right in front of us, and we don't realize that fire is a part of a bigger fire that's now surrounding. They have to take a bigger view on this election, because it's not just about winning on November 3rd. The real battle begins November 4th.